Donald John Trump entered the world on June 14, 1946, in the bustling borough of Queens, New York. He was the fourth child of Fred Trump, a successful real estate developer, and Mary Ann McLeod Trump. Donald grew up in a privileged environment in Jamaica Estates, Queens. His father's success afforded the family a comfortable lifestyle. Even as a young boy, Donald exhibited an assertive personality. He was known for his energy and drive. This led him to attend the New York Military Academy, a private boarding school, at the age of 13. His parents hoped the structured environment would channel his energy in a positive direction. At the academy, Donald excelled in athletics and social activities. He graduated in 1964 and went on to Fordham University. However, he later transferred to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. This prestigious business school would become a stepping stone in his journey towards a career in real estate. Donald's upbringing and early experiences played a significant role in shaping his worldview and ambitions. His father's real estate ventures instilled in him a keen interest in business. His time at military school fostered his competitive spirit. These formative years laid the groundwork for Donald Trump's future endeavors. After graduating from Wharton in 1968 with a degree in economics, Donald Trump joined his father's company, the Trump Organization. While Fred Trump had primarily focused on middle-class housing developments, Donald had grander visions. He set his sights on Manhattan, the heart of New York City's real estate market. Donald's first major project was the renovation of the rundown Commodore Hotel, located near Grand Central Terminal. He secured a tax abatement from the city and convinced the Hyatt Hotel Corporation to partner with him. The hotel reopened in 1980 as the Grand Hyatt, a gleaming symbol of Trump's ambition and deal-making prowess. The success of the Grand Hyatt propelled Donald Trump into the upper echelons of New York's real estate scene. He became known for his lavish lifestyle and his knack for self-promotion. He emblazoned his name on buildings, casinos, and even a short-lived airline, building a personal brand that was as recognizable as his projects themselves. Throughout the 1980s, the Trump Organization continued to expand its portfolio. Trump Tower, a 58-story skyscraper on Fifth Avenue, became his flagship property. He also ventured into Atlantic City, New Jersey, opening several casinos that capitalized on the city's burgeoning gambling industry. This period of rapid growth established Donald Trump as a major player in the world of business. However, it also marked the beginning of a pattern of risky ventures and financial challenges that would follow him throughout his career. Donald Trump's business career was a roller coaster of high-stakes deals, spectacular successes, and public failures. He became a master of leveraging debt to finance his projects, often pushing the limits of financial risk. This approach led to both impressive profits and, at times, significant losses. In 1987, Trump published The Art of the Deal, a part memoir, part business advice book that became a bestseller. In it, he outlined his negotiating tactics and his philosophy of always thinking big and never backing down. The book further cemented his public image as a shrewd and ambitious businessman. However, the late 1980s and early 1990s brought about a series of financial setbacks for Trump. The real estate market crashed, and several of his casinos in Atlantic City filed for bankruptcy. He faced personal financial ruin and was forced to sell off assets to cover his debts. Despite these setbacks, Trump managed to rebuild his business empire. He restructured his debts, sold off underperforming assets, and focused on licensing his name to other developers. He also entered the world of reality television with The Apprentice, a show that revitalized his public profile and brought him back into the national spotlight. Trump's business career demonstrated his resilience and his ability to bounce back from adversity. It also highlighted his willingness to take risks, his penchant for self-promotion, and his complex relationship with debt and financial management. From boardroom to spotlight. Donald Trump's foray into the world of entertainment began long before his reality television debut. He had always been a fixture in New York City's social scene, making frequent appearances at parties, sporting events, and other high-profile gatherings. He understood the power of media attention and cultivated relationships with journalists and celebrities. In the 1980s, Trump purchased the New Jersey Generals, a team in the upstart United States Football League. Although the league ultimately folded, Trump's involvement brought him national recognition and showcased his flair for showmanship. Trump's biggest foray into entertainment came in 2004 with the premiere of The Apprentice on NBC. The show, which featured contestants competing for a job at the Trump Organization, became a ratings hit. Trump's catchphrase, "You're fired," became part of the national lexicon. The Apprentice and its spin-off Celebrity Apprentice ran for 14 seasons. They transformed Trump from a businessman known primarily in New York City into a national celebrity. The show presented him as a successful and decisive leader, an image that would later prove instrumental in his political aspirations. Trump's ventures in entertainment demonstrated his understanding of popular culture and his ability to connect with a wider audience. They also highlighted his talent for self-promotion and his willingness to embrace unconventional paths to success. The Political Apprentice. Donald Trump's interest in politics predated his reality television fame. He had flirted with the idea of running for office several times, even briefly exploring a presidential bid in 1988 as a member of the Reform Party. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, he made numerous donations to both Democratic and Republican candidates, often switching his party affiliation. Trump's political views often defied easy categorization. He expressed support for universal health care and higher taxes on the wealthy, while also aligning himself with conservative positions on issues like immigration and trade. His political ideology seemed to be guided more by pragmatism and a sense of what would resonate with his target audience. In 2011, Trump became a leading voice in the birther movement, which falsely claimed that President Barack Obama was not born in the United States. He repeatedly questioned Obama's legitimacy, fueling a conspiracy theory that appealed to some segments of the Republican base. Trump's embrace of the birther movement brought him significant media attention and solidified his standing among a growing contingent of conservative voters who felt disenfranchised by the political establishment. It also laid the groundwork for his own presidential campaign, which would launch just a few years later. Trump's early forays into politics revealed his ambition, his willingness to court controversy, and his ability to tap into the anxieties and frustrations of a segment of the American electorate. They also demonstrated his understanding of the power of media and his talent for crafting a message that resonated with his target audience. Against all odds, in June 2015, Donald Trump descended the escalator in Trump Tower and announced his candidacy for President of the United States. His campaign, initially dismissed as a publicity stunt by many political observers, quickly gained traction. Trump tapped into a deep well of anger and frustration among voters who felt left behind by globalization and ignored by the political establishment. Trump's campaign rallies were unlike anything seen before in American politics. He eschewed traditional stump speeches in favor of freewheeling, often unscripted remarks that connected with his supporters' anxieties. He promised to make America great again by bringing back jobs, building a wall on the US-Mexico border, and putting America first in all foreign policy decisions. Despite facing opposition from within his own party, Trump secured the Republican nomination, defeating a crowded field of more traditional candidates. His victory shocked the political establishment and upended conventional wisdom about American politics. In the general election, Trump faced off against former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. The campaign was one of the most divisive and contentious in American history, marked by personal attacks, accusations of foreign interference, and a constant barrage of media coverage. On November 8, 2016, Donald Trump defied the polls and won the presidency. His victory sent shockwaves through the United States and around the world. It marked a turning point in American politics, ushering in an era of populism, nationalism, and political polarization. Trump's ascent to the presidency was improbable, unexpected, and unprecedented. It demonstrated the power of outsider candidates, the appeal of simple solutions to complex problems, and the deep divisions that existed within American society.